Welcome back on Diamond. Today I want to propose you a video about
the unboxing review about the Aos 4th edition Skaventide, the set box of the 4th edition. This is really quite intriguing as a box, so we see a bit better now. You have to think if it's worth for you, because it's 210 euros as it has been released. So I suggest you to really think about buying it using a 25% discount that you can find in another store than the official G1. And I was not able to find the agenda because I was one of the first to order this in my store, but not fast enough to be able to have it. And I'm still okay. Still, this it's an amazing thing. So we can see that as size, the box itself, if we compare this with the 40k one, it's even a bit bigger. Okay, a little, but it's something that is worth. And then we had to see about the box for the part about the contents, and we had to make a lot of discussion about, because if we go to see, we can find that we have this that it's really quite intriguing, and we had to make a discussion about the contents, if it's worth or not. We can find first the part about the books. So if we move about the books, we can find the core book. Here we have a cost that I can assume it's 30 euros, because I consider, okay, this is the limited one, but I'm thinking about the normal one, discounted, and it's intriguing, this one, if you are thinking about having the background over the rules, so you have both of things. Then we have the part about here, that are the cards for the general book 24-25, that I think at 30 euros it's okay. And I have Fire Jade, that it's a volume that introduces a new way to play, that it's using the spearheads, that are this basic box that you can find, and so you buy the box and you can start immediately to play with those models. So it's not bad really. It has a different part, not about the rules, but about you develop the battles, so it's not bad, and the part about the boss costs that are a little different, so I find it really quite intriguing. And the total about these ones are 100 euros. But if we think about the contents, you have to decide if it's worth or not to buy the box itself, because if you're not interested about the part about the miniatures, you can discard it. And think about that you are spending about the box 150-160 euros about. So if you're interested only about the manuals, I suggest you to, if you're interested only about the rules, having the General Handbook 24-25 in the booklet version, so about 30 euros, and you have all the rules that are interested. Remember that there will be the release anyway of the free rules for both the chorus of Age of Sigmar and the various PDF for the armies, and it's important to remember this because it changed quite a lot your approach, because the rules technically are free, but in the General Handbook 24-25 you can find the season rules, and anyway you can bring with you and so on, so it's up to you decide if it's worth or not even buying the General Handbook, but in that way, sincerely, I suggest you to have, okay, you have anyway the releasing about the new app about Age of Sigmar that will have the core rules, but still I think that it's not bad to have a paper way. Then we have the part about the Fire Jade, that I can think that it's worth 30 euros, and I'm really quite ticking down the price. So here you can think that you can think about spending 60 euros about having the Fire Jade manual for the spearhead part and the General Handbook 24-25, so you can save quite a lot of money to spend, for example, for a spearhead box. It's an option, but it's up to you decide if it's worth or not, so you have to pay attention about such thing. Then have to see about the contents. The total miniatures here are 74 miniatures. In the part about the Leviathan one, we have 72 miniatures available, but we have bigger miniatures available eventually, so you have to understand if it's really worth the more miniature, but the miniature are only 2 more transparent, so it's not so great in my opinion. But anyway, we can find the value of the faction to understand if it's worth. Remember that each of these faction you can play separately as spearheads, so it's not bad. So we have for the Stormcast Thanos the Lord Vigilant on Grief Stalker at 30 euros, the Lord Terminus 25 euros, the Lord Varitant 25 euros, the Knight Question 25 euros, the Prosecutors 30 euros. Then we have the Reclusians, 30 euros, and the Librettos that are choose codes of 5, and it's 45 euros. I'm taking a bit down and rounded, okay, the prices. You think that the value of the faction, as I said, is 220 euros. Still, it's something that I'm counting only thinking about something related about what it is. Since I'm really not discounting anything or so on, but I'm taking down so about the price is that one, discounted, remember. Then we can go to see about the Skaven part. Had the Clawlord on Nobis, that it's an amazing model, sincerely, and I think that I'll use for a diorama duel, about, and it's 30 euros. The Glacier, 25 euros. The Warlock Engineer, 25 euros, and I love such model, it's really amazing. Then have the Ratting Warblaster, 30 euros. The Ratogers, 30 euros. The Jazzers, 30 euros. The Clan Rats, we have 2 units of 30 that are the massive part, because are 40 models only of Clan Rats, and okay, it's the volume about the monitor, only about this. And these 30 euros each unit, so 60 euros, so total 230 euros, so almost the same amount, as I said, really rounded, about the Stomach Satanas. Then had the Shining Features and this part that it's included with the part about the Fajade that we can call 10 euros only to say that we thought about. And really, it's really quite intriguing, because the total, if you think about, it's about 220, 230 for 450, 100 euros about the manuals, so 550. These 10 euros, okay, 560 euros worth of SetBox. So you have to think if it's worth for you, because anyway you pay really quite less, almost a fourth one. Okay, about less than half if you think about having the prices as 210 euros compared to the 560, but it's not bad, sincerely. So it's something that you have to think, because this it brings you quite a lot of things. The models are still amazing, so we'll see a bit later, but they're amazing. So now we open this, see the external part of the box, and then we go to see about the contents. You have an image that can be used for a background, for videos or so on, and you had the Hallowed Knight of the Stomach Satanas against the Skaven, so the ones that you have seen at the end on the box. And here simply a beautiful image to take note, amazing one. I love such type of images, so this could be used as a separation for the models or to use for other things, so quite nice. And behind there is this, that it's an image that could be used again as a separation or something to put under, that you can use as background, so on, so quite nice anyway. So we can really put this aside and have fun. Here have the basin. I like such type of boxes on where to put, and I suggest you to keep this one because it could be useful to put other things on. And really amazing one. I hope that it will be much more, because this one at the end you have to throw away or so on. These are something that you keep, so I like quite a lot. Here we have the new librettos that are not bad at all, sincerely, I quite like them. We have obviously two, because there are two sets of 5. And I'm quite curious to see them compared to the other ones. Sincerely, I'm not going to change my ones because I'm glad to have this, but not buy for sure the new ones simply because they are new. And I still use the other one because I love them. I modified them, I made dioramas, and you can find the playlist about in the description. So I think that it's really quite interesting. I quite a lot like the tests that I have that are really quite amazing and really quite nice. So new amazing models. Here we have the Lord Skaven, that it's really quite amazing. I love, really, it's something that I'm really going to see if I can modify, because I'm having some ideas about, but I think that I'll use mainly as a sort of diorama duels and so on, because I'm not going to use an army of Skaven, even if I have some old ones available, but really, quite awesome one. Here we have the Ratogas, that sincerely, as it is, they seem quite small, but once built up, remember that they can increase quite a lot the volume, and they are really not bad at all. I quite like, sincerely, as design they are amazing. I quite like the amount of details that they have. I think that they are wonderful. Even if I never appreciate particularly the Skaven, these models are amazing, and so good. I think that I have quite a fun to eventually modify. Also, I still to decide what to do with these models. Here we have the Skaven War Blaster, that sincerely it's amazing. See, the details here are simply fantastic ones. I love them, and really quite wonderful. This is something that I'm quite intrigued to build as it is, but I had to find a way, because this has a lot of potential. Here we have the new Prosecutors that are really not bad. I quite like the details and so on, they are really quite amazing. What I don't like is this part about the feet that are all on the rocks, that really, if you see the old ones of the Prosecutors, they were much better in my opinion as option. So with these really scrolls, it's amazing. I never brought my video about modifying and moreover magnetizing these ones that are magnetized in the wings, so that you can store them much better in such a way. And also the part about the arms here. So okay, sincerely I'm really quite glad, because I don't have too many of the Prosecutors, so to add to my squads they're really quite welcome. But I monetize this anyway, and sincerely I not go, oh my, I'm crazy, so cause I need to change. No, I still continue to use my one added to the new ones. So quite nice, but okay. Here we have the Jazz Skaven, that sincerely I quite like. They are, I think, bigger than the older models. I don't see Jazz Skaven since quite a lot of time, so I don't remember them quite good, but anyway, I think that they are much bigger. Still, they are really quite amazing. I quite like. These are models that really you could create a sort of nice, interesting dioramas with these. A bit bigger, maybe, but quite nice. Then here we have the Lord Vigilant on Griff Charger, and sincerely I quite like. Okay, sincerely we've seen something similar in the past, so not a problem. But I love such small models because they're perfect to create dual dioramas, because as they are yet amazing. So only a needing for a bit of adding and so on, and they're perfect. Still, they're not bad at all. Here instead we had Lord Veritant and the Engineer Skaven. This, I think that it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite models in this set. It's amazing one. I love, and I think that this is something that I'll paint for the Skaven, even only to keep it, because it's nice. And here we had the 2 units of 20 Crown Rats Skaven that are really quite nice. Sincerely, it will be a mess to build up them, and I'm still thinking about how to use them, because I'm thinking about having them positioned in some duel or so on, as I made for the before editions ones, so using the other part of the set to create some duels dioramas for the normal models. So it's really quite intriguing anyway, because they are really quite amazing. I quite like, they are quite a lot of potential. I can even sell them. I don't know yet how to use this, but okay. And then here we had this, that it's what remain about the Summon Castlevania. So we have the Lord Executor here, we have the Questor here, and the Reclusions. So it's really quite nice. I quite like such one, even if it will be really a mess to cut off this part from this without ruining anything. They are really quite problematic, but they are really quite amazing too. Eventually I can think about using, for example, the standard zone for other models if I think that I want to modify something. So they have quite a lot of options that you can reuse or so on. So quite a lot of potential here. Even if you don't play them as Stomach Satanas, they're really quite amazing one. Even if this model, the Executioner, no one will make me change my mind that they cloned simply the Astaroth background from the Blood Angels to create this. But it's nice, work better here than for the Blood Angels for sure, because I don't like Astaroth in the Blood Angels as background, so quite nice. And the last of the Minotaurs that you can find, it's these that are the Shanky features. These are associated with the spearheads, so it's quite nice. Sincerely, these are perfect, not simply because you need for the spearheads, but because you can really modify the lot. You can gain quite a lot of this having on the battlefield, but put as Shanky feature. So think about cutting, for example, this, and you or cloning this part that has this model that could be quite amazing, or these parts here, the bell. Here you have a lot of options that are really quite amazing. Sincerely, the potential of this it's much better if you think about not using as their fruit, so for Shanky features, but as base for Shanky features to modify and so on, or to improve your models to create dioramas. They are really amazing ones. And then here we have this, that it's the separation from the part about the books. Here we have this that are the remaining bases that I remove now, that are related about the ones that were not in the package that we've seen before, so nice. And from the other side of this we had this that it's image, and it's much better than the other one because it's not ruined. Nice, really, I love such one sincerely, because it's really amazing one. I love such image, and you have two eventually to use, so quite nice. Then here there is this that it's about the Helcrown campaign that I talked in a specific vlog about. I put in the description, and you can win other with a code that it's under here, so I'll not share with you this. That it's a collection of miniatures. If you bought this box, you can use the QR code that there is and the code, so that you can make the access and try to register to try to win. I still hoping, not like I'll be able, but it's still a hope. So maybe some new miniatures, better if it is. Otherwise, okay, it's simply an added, but nice. And then we had these two packages that are with the part about the book and so on. So I'll take this out, change location, and see the contents, because I had to open this. So they go, and you can see there is anything else inside here. So okay. But I want to show you another thing that it could be interesting. And before to throw away these, other than cutting out these parts, there is another thing that you have to see. It's this one that you can see. It's the imaging of the here Stomach Satanus against the Skaven, and here we have on the other side this imaging that it's the same that we've seen here. So as you can see, it's recalling. So both the images are amazing one, and it will be a pity to throw them away. So eventually remember to keep them, because I think that they will be really quite awesome. Because really, I think that they are nice. And so now it's time to open these two packages. Here it's really quite intriguing about these ones, even if okay, the box are not the best. They can be a bit ruined, so you have to pay attention. And I suggest to keep these images eventually if you want to throw away, because this it's amazing and has quite a lot of details. It's a really amazing one. And the cover here, it's really an inspiration. I'm really quite thinking about using this as a referral to create a sort of mini diorama. It's really quite intriguing because we can prepare something nice. So here I had to remove this part, so I use my cutter one to cut. And really nice, really nice. Simply it's something that you can't make. Okay, you can try to use a bit of heat and so on to detach this, but you have to cut off some things. Same about here. And about here, I have to admit that it's a bit of pity, because here, okay, I can try and so on, but simply I cut off. But if we flip about here, we can see that it's not really the best. It risks to be ruined as it is. It seems really quite delicate about, but I'm trying to keep this better than I can, so that it's intriguing, because eventually I can reuse this for other things. So nice. So these are the things that we can open, and so we have to begin. So let's cut. Instead this, I've been able to open this without cutting. Quite nice. Here instead I had to cut off, because otherwise I would be ruined around here, so I preferred to cut. It's better. Okay. And so here you can find the core book and the spearhead Fire and Jade. So both of them are in this one, and I quite like. So now we can start this and see what it's the content about. So here the core book, and the image here in the cover, it's the one about the executioner that I like, even if I prefer the one with the helmet, with the one with the bald head. Okay, here we can find the round, it's not bad at all, and here we can find the behind. So this is the time of the turmoil, this is the era of war, this is the Age of Sigmar. Okay, so after I read this, I make a rapid comparison with the other one, a limited edition one. Since I have to say that I prefer this cover, okay, it's more articulated and so on. I think that for a limited, it's much better. And if we compare about the size of this, we can find that as here, number of pages, this has many more pages. Okay, it's not a problem. And if we compare about the size, we can find that it's technically the same. So okay, not bad. It's something that you have to notice about, but simply because I'm quite interested about. Anyway, there are quite a lot of things inside here to see, so we'll go to watch now, because I think that it's really quite intriguing. So we can open this, we can find this, that is the image that we've seen about in the box, so the one that has the Halloween night against the Skaven. So we can flip. I quite like such images, they're really quite nice. So here we can find about the contents, and really here we can find that there are 186 pages of background, so not bad. And the other, it's about the rules, so it's something that it's really quite intriguing. Obviously there are the part about how to begin and so on. So this, it's always nice because it presents, remember that this it's also to sell to the ones that are starting. So it's something that it's quite intriguing. I quite like this. For example, it's a golden demon and it's amazing. This it's the big image that I have about such miniature, and it's simply fantastic, really quite awesome. And here we have also the little part about the spearhead. Remember that we have a book specific about, so it's another way to play. And really, it's intriguing because you can associate with Path of Glory, with match play and so on. And as usual, there is quite a lot of background here. Remember, 186 pages. And here, the images are always amazing. This is image that we've seen with the last book, The Hounds of Chaos, a little about the Bigger Crusade, and we have a here. So quite nice. I really like this. I'll not show you all the pages, but here it's the color image that we have. So quite nice, and really there is quite a lot of things that are really quite cool because it presents you a lot of different parts of the society, of the battles and so on. So I think that you can really appreciate. Here there is also about the universe of Age of Sigmar, so you can open and see how it's done. So not bad at all. It's a good way to understand better about the Age of Sigmar part. And then we have this that it's about the realms and so on. So there are quite a lot of intriguing explanations related. Also the various realms, so it's quite intriguing. Moreover, because actually it's one of the main ones together with Giran. Remember that the campaign of Omega Crusade, it has been brought all on these two domains. And as usual, I love such images with models and so on. Here we have the Giran, the realm of life, that I remember you again that it's one of the two main. And we have also the map about the Giran. It's one of the most complete that I have, so I'm really quite glad about this. But there is also the part about other realms, Gur, that has been really quite important before. So here they explain you about, and also Chamon, here knowing how it's really done the map of the realm too. So there are quite a lot of things. Also Shaish, and it's really quite important this one, because it's one of my favorite realms. Okay. Really, a lot of things, maybe simple ones, Ulgu. And here, I think that it's one of the most complete map that I've seen about Ulgu. One of the first complete. So, quite a lot of things. Because Ulgu, it's not so known. Sincerely, when has been released such edition, I thought that Ulgu would have been the main one. So, bring up about Malekith, or better, Malerion, and so on. So, it's really quite intriguing. Here we have Haish. So, all the realms at the end, it's not bad at all. We can find that also Azir. Here, strangely, it's not the map completely. Okay, strange. And so here we have also a bit of history, and so we can understand better about what happened and so on. And I love the images because they're really perfect about really quite intriguing part. And we can find really a lot. With Broken Realms, I made a videos about, and I bring in the future also the part about the campaign of the Broken Realms. So they let you know about the Hero of the Beast. Here they don't bring us that it's the campaign that it's gone lately, so it's really quite intriguing. Here there is the part about the Vermidum also, so step by step it's really quite important. Then we had the part about the percentage of the different armies, because we had to know about them. We have so the Stomach Stannis. Here it's Ionus, amazing model, this one. Here the City of Sigmar, so you can see that there is everything related about, so you can simply deep your understanding about, so quite nice. As you can see, there is about everything. Also the miniatures related, quite a lot. It's also a way to know better about such ones, so it's a good thing for the one that want to start, because okay, you start with the Skaven and the Stomach Satanas with this box, but this manual, if you book it separately, it's also anyway only standalone, so it's a way to understand better. Then we have the Agent of Chaos, so here see this image, it's fantastic with the divinities of chaos, and are the 4-1, so Nargos, Lanesh, Korn, Tzinch, and the Hornet Rat. So quite nice. Obviously there is the part about the Skaven course. Okay, really quite a lot of things. See these images, this can be really quite inspirational to create your miniatures and so on. Amazing one. I love such things, really. As you can see, there is quite a lot of time jumping on, so that you can see a bit of the things. Also again miniatures, because obviously you have to understand them. And you can really find quite a lot of intriguing. They had the Bringers of Death, and obviously there is Nagash. Okay, and I made also the video about these models, and maybe the most part of them. So there's Boripus that literally are one of my favorite armies. The Sublight Gavrus, obviously, the Night Hound, and the Flesh Eater Kurz, so the main ones. And again, miniatures related, and really quite interesting in my opinion, because you can really quite understand better the things that there are and so on. The miniatures here we have the Mortarks, so quite nice. Then we have the Destruction with Kragnos and the other forces. I think that the Destruction is the only thing that I don't have the models related about, or really few things from Old World more. Really, maybe I should in the future have a branch of it. Anyway, really, as you can see, they are quite important. And here we had the part about the rules. This is imaging come from the setbox of the Seraphon from the last edition that I made also the unboxing about, and in the future being also the Miniatures related. So really quite amazing. I love such images. And so we had the rules. Remember that these are the basic rules and explain quite a lot. Sincerely, they change a lot of things. So if you played with the previous edition, don't think that you know the rules. Go to see, because a lot of things changed, really a lot. The basic are the same, but how they work, how you can use the processing of the different parts, it's really quite important to understand, because you have to understand how it works, everything, what you can use, how, when. So this is something that you have to study. Remember that anyway, the basic rules like this will be brought for free, so you don't have any problem. There will be also an app that will make you gain free access about. Still, it's a really combination, because anyway you have the rules, you have the background, so if you want to start, it's a really good way to begin. And there are really quite a lot of things to see, so there is something that you have to read calmly, pay your time and so on, but it's really quite easy to do this, so not bad at all. Have also the way to compose the army, so it's always nice. Have also the battle packs, and here you can see how it's composed, so with the spearheads, the path to glory, and match play. And so you can find also the match play battle packs, so it's really a good way how to play with path to glory. So also here it's something that could be interesting to play with. It's a way to create campaigns eventually to bring up maybe later, so it's not bad. Here I'm quite curious about this War of Tyria, and I study about, because I have the part about Tondia, but this I had to know it better. So step by step we can improve quite a lot about these things. Really, you can see also battle plans related about Path to Glory, so it's really quite full, and there are quite a lot of things that you can improve about. You can see you can personalize quite a lot the things, really nice, and the images are fantastic. And here again, how you can personalize the models based on your army and so on, really nice in my opinion. Then we have the glossary here, so we can understand the different terms and so on, summary about. And there are really quite a lot of things, but they're really quite nice. I love this, because this is from the Night Hunt and the script Mortis, and it's amazing. One time I had to modify or buy this model, because I think that it's awesome as mod itself. They had the list about the terrains, and again here we have the Path to Glory rooster, so we can find about to create, so how to compose the army and so on. It's a really nice way to have. It'll be quite intriguing part, really. And I've had this that it's back. You don't have the code here, because the rules will be for free, so you don't need them. Really quite nice, and really something that it's worth in my opinion. So something that I'm quite glad to have, at least to collect, so have all the values of this one. Remember that if you're interested about only the rules, it's better the General Handbook 24-25 if you don't are having any interest about the part about the miniatures in this box and so on. So think about. Or eventually remember that the rules will be at least the basic ones for free. So if you want to start, there is, and eventually you can buy the seasons with the General Handbook lately. Anyway, quite amazing. And then we have Fire and Jade. This is related about the spearhead. So this is something that if you want to play with the spearhead, you should have. Not mind about the part about the shanky features and so on, but this for sure. Because this, if we go to open, okay, there is the classic one that we see also for the core book and so on. Here we can find the contents. So here we can find that it's almost all related about the rules. They explain you what are related about the spearhead, so the boxes that you buy with the armies that you can start to play with using such book. Anyway, really quite important one. They explain you how to get in start and so on, how to use everything. And here, so it's something that it's all related about the rules. So after the basic explanation about all the rules, they explain you how to set the battlefield. Remember that the shiny features and this battle map are available in this box, or eventually in the box where you can find also such a book. And then we can find about the battle plan here, and then about the armies, because here there are all the armies. So you can start with all the rules for each of the armies, that it's related about the general rules about, and also about the models. So behave, because these are really quite a lot. Remember that in the future the part related about the rules can change, the part about the points can change, but this still it's quite intriguing, because they're really quite hard. So you can see that here each of these part of the rules it's related about the specific health. So this part, as you can see, it's the one that is the vigilant with the new part one. Instead, this one, the other one about the strong tenants, it's related about the previous edition set box. So you can see that it's really quite intriguing one. Okay, there was not the strong strike charged in that one, but it's really quite close. So for each of the armies there is about the rules. So you have simply to understand which one of these you are interested about and start to play and study them, because you have to understand that these are different from the rules for the units that you can find in the normal Age of Sigmar one, that will have 3 wall scrolls available. So pay attention about that. These wall scrolls are different because obviously it's small size and so on, and could be called the powered. Okay, simply pay attention about such things. So little by little you can study it and understand really quite a lot of things. There will be really quite a lot to read. At least at the beginning, start to read with your armies and so on, and start to play. Don't worry too much that you need to play with what you need, what you have, and so on. All the armies, because you have to battle against. Have fun about this. It's mainly for the one that start, and even if there will be tournament about, and yet know that it will be tournament related, it's not a problem, because anyway you'll be able to improve your way to play best against what you know, because this is something that it's really quite intriguing. So as you can see, all the armies are inside, so little by little you can improve and study and so on. Don't worry too much, really. And I'm really quite curious to see too about a lot of the units here. As you can see, there are for all the set boxes available, and in the future, if there will be the release about the new set box, obviously you have to add. So this anyway, it's anything really. This it's something that I would have bought at the beginning, if thinking that I need, because anyway it's something that it's worth, in my opinion. It's a way to play faster. If you meet someone maybe and you don't want to bring with you all the army, you can simply, for Age of Sigmar battle, you can simply bring a smaller number of models and play with these. So I think that it's really quite nice about, so really quite useful. And then we have also the part about the rules, more specific ones. So the rules about and here you can see that technically it's the same that we have seen about the Age of Sigmar. So again, here this by itself it's worth, because technically you don't even know you need the general handbook, because anyway that one it has also the season part. But here we had the rules about. So if you're interested simply about the rules, basic ones to play with the spearhead, you simply need this book, because it's enough. Really simple enough, you don't need anything else. So okay, and are the same, really completely the same as you see. So quite nice, really quite amazing one. Obviously also here you don't have the code, because if you're interested about the part about the spearhead, it's one thing, and about the basic rules, okay, maybe the code here could be intriguing, but we see how it's done, the part related about the rules that says in the app. So really quite nice. I like such thing. So here are the instructions to build up the models and so on, that it's always useful because not a lot of models are really quite simple lately about build up, so it's a good thing, and you can eventually study this to understand how to modify, monetize eventually models, so always useful. Here are the cards that are related about the spearhead to play, so about the commands and so on, the missions, so it's really quite useful, remember. And instead here we have this that it's related about the part about the general handbook. So again, here it's something that you have to remember, because you had this, you had technically again the general handbook included simply in this schedules instead than the book that usually is. So not bad at all. And here we have the battle map. So we have the part about for the spearhead, so you can deploy, and you can see that there is here the Giran part and here the action part, so it's double side. And here we have the objectives available, so it's quite nice. So you have simply to deploy it on the table and put on the Minotaurs and the Shank Future and start to play. Really quite intriguing, because it's included and it's nice in that way. Eventually you can think about buying other one that can be for other realms and so on, personalized. It's quite nice, and sincerely I started to prefer such type of ones instead of creating table specific one, or better, the background, the base can be with this status on design, and then put on the Shank Future related. So nice, because you can change fast and so on. It's easier to put away, and you can interchange without having problem about having massive amount of tables that you can personalize. Really quite nice in my opinion. And other than using this eventually as a sort of ruler, okay, you don't have anything else. As you can see, it's ended. And sincerely this, I think that it's really nice to keep it as it is. So it's a bit of pity to throw it away, eventually cut the parts that you are interested about, because it's nice. It has quite a lot of intriguing feature, and even simply to bring with you the books could be a way to have something fashion. Okay, simply nice. So what to say about such SetBox? I think that it's really quite nice. As I said, if you're interested about the Minotaurs, it's a must-have. If you are not interested, instead, as we've seen, you can choose of having simply the General Handbook 24-25 and the part about the spearhead. And even if you're interested only about the spearhead, we've seen that technically you don't even need the General Handbook 24-25, and you only need the spearhead itself. Still, I think that it should be better anyway to have also the General Handbook 24-25 anyway. Still, it's amazing. If you are interested about the Minotaurs, for sure, even simply one of the factions, it's worth, really, because you can save a lot of money on the Rus, on the Minotaurs, and so on. So it's really quite nice. But remember to bring it with a discount, because it's much better. And really, you raised a bit too much the price. Still, this it was worth the effort for sure.
So,
from that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So, I hope to see you again to the next time.